Welcome, welcome, welcome on in to the 411 podcast. Wow. Listen, like my friend says, I don't want to start the show off this way, but it's been an interesting journey to get here tonight. And I'm so thankful to be able to say welcome to the 411 podcast because trust and believe there were so many different forces that were trying to make things go in the opposite direction. But I'm thankful that I made it here. I'm able to press play and do this thing. And I have a very special guest coming on tonight, Miss Queen Dawn Spirit, friend of the show. And she's been here. I think this is about maybe her fourth time. So excited to have her come back. And what a great experience it's going to be tonight. So you definitely want to stick around. You want to hang around. You want to like, comment, share, tag your friends, invite them in here because there's going to be some healing and there's going to be some breakthroughs here tonight. So Queen Dawn Spirit in the building. But before I go ahead and get started, I want to go ahead and give a very special thank you to my executive producer, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, for allowing me to come out here and serve each and every one of you. That's just basically it. I'm a servant and I'm here to serve and, give to my community, give to the people who support and check out the 411 podcast and Reading Between the Wines. And each and every show as we continue to evolve and unwind, it just gets better and better and better and better. And I could not do any of this without each and every one of you out there supporting and checking. Last night What an amazing experience on Reading Between the Wines. We had author Lachelle Williams, and I'm again like almost just speechless. So please go ahead and check out that replay. It was an amazing show, and we sampled California Red Blend, Terrain Vineyards, and that wine was awesome. I actually poured a second. A second glass, which once that happens, is definitely some good wine. So, plus lots of great things coming from the wine aspect of the Reading Between the Wines. So, lots of great things coming in the future for 2024. We are almost there. So, just hang tight, and yeah, we got some great things coming. Young Amari says, I see Mary J. Blige's Christmas album. Oh yes. So it is the 10th year anniversary of A Merry Christmas. So I want all of y'all to have a Merry Christmas. One of my favorite songs off of that album that I've been listening to recently is First Noel with the Clark sisters. So I love that holiday album. Shout out to Mary J. Blige. Ironically, we're going to be speaking about the Queen of Hip Hop Soul in a minute. We're going to go over track 10 tonight. Thank you. So, just so that you all know, you can listen to all 17 tracks, the audio version of Disc 3 Evolution over on X. So, head on over to X and you can get the full 17 tracks of everything that we speak about here on these live streams. Disc 3 Evolution, 17 tracks on X, formerly known as Twitter. But tonight, I want to talk to you about Thank You, which is track 10. And basically, this is having an attitude of gratitude. Throughout the storm, we know we're going to have peaks. We know we're going to have valleys. We know there's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. There's going to be situations. There's going to be people that come into our lives that are here to teach us something. But sometimes we get it twisted and we start to point fingers and we start to blame and we start to, basically do that, play the blame game. So someone comes in to teach us something. Instead of us learning, we get caught up in our ego and we get caught up and wrapped up into worrying about what somebody did to us to make us feel a certain way. So this is all about having an attitude of gratitude throughout the storm, throughout the midst of it, in the thick of it, whatever you want to call it, being able to learn from it and heal from it and grow. So what better song that I have with this? Because, you're dealing with people, you're dealing with, basically people that are outside of us that, it's not us, it's somebody else that might be, I'm not going to say causing something, but might trigger an action to happen or a discussion to happen or a feeling to happen. So, song of the day, people. Queen Latifah featuring Mary J. Blige, released in 2009 off of the Persona album. So, the reason why I picked this here is because I had to get to a point in my life recently, not too long ago, where I could actually say, you know what, thank you. Thank you for the people that showed up into my life. Thank you for all of the things that I've learned throughout this process, with this interaction, with this relationship, with this job, with this boss, with this, whatever, with this business partner, with this deal, whatever the case is. Even though that there might have been some bad feelings in the beginning, but towards the end, where I'm at here right now, whatever that situation that I felt then, I don't feel the same today. So I actually say thank you so much to everyone who has done whatever they were put here to do, because there are no mistakes. There are no accidents. People were put down our paths to teach us something. Like I said the other day, we are all teachers. And if we don't learn, we have to repeat it and do it over and over and over again. So I got sick and tired of repeating and doing things over and over and over and over again. Same people showing up, in my life and in my world 1,000 times over and over again because I didn't get it. So today I get it. Like, I learned my lesson. So that's it, people. Featuring Mary J. Blige. What can I say? You have to be thankful for the people that come through your life. God puts people on our paths to teach us a lesson, and we have to learn it. And Queen Latifah says people are going to let you down. And that's one thing that I've learned, that people are going to let you down. Don't expect them to be around. They're just people. They're just ordinary people. So people are going to let you down because guess what? Man is always going to let you down. If you think that you're going to go throughout life realizing that everything's just going to be perfect, then the best friend that you have, even the spouse that you have, is there's never going to be any issues. Family members, you're sadly mistaken. Not saying not to put it in a negative light, but this is why we don't put our trust in man. See, some of us get it twisted when we put all of our trust, we put all of our energy in man, thinking that, everything is going to be 100%. Man is always going to let you down. So people are always going to let you down, and don't expect them to be around. Don't expect them to show up. I think Lamia, right? Lamia Michelle, when I had my live with her on TikTok, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, she said something along the lines of, you can't expect people to show up the way that you show up. You can't expect people to show up for you the way that you would show up. And that is so true. And that's where don't expect them to be around. Don't expect them to be around and come around and show up exactly how you would do it. And in the past, I used to get so upset. I would become very angry when people don't show up for me the way that I know how to do it. So, but again, they're just people. They're just doing their job. They're playing their role. And if I look back at it now, that was nothing but the ego getting in the way. So the lesson that I should have learned when that happens is, nah, chill with all of that. Your ego is getting the best of you. You are stepping in thinking that you are higher or above somebody, and then you need to back that thing down. So anytime that we think that somebody is doing something to us, that's when we need to have a reality check and say, listen, what's going on here? Because we get too much of ourselves, or we think that somebody is hurting us, somebody is doing something to us, when in reality it is a lesson that we need to learn. And if anything, they're doing something for us to learn and for us to get it and for us to, move to the next level. This is a game. It's the game of life. And until we learn how to play it and learn how to get through some of these things and navigate through some of these sticky, difficult situations, we are destined to repeat it again. And I want you to listen to this here from Kanye West. I love Kanye West. Shout out to Kanye West. I don't know if anybody is a fan like I am, but amidst some of his things that he has going on too, there's some truth underneath. And I like to peel and I like to read and I like to pick out the pieces that resonate with me. So this one here is, if you have an opportunity to play the game of life, you need to appreciate every moment. A lot of people don't appreciate the moment until it's past. So, how about this? Whenever something comes through, whenever somebody teaches you something, whenever you feel a certain way, how about that? How about that is the moment? Can we embrace the moment when somebody shows us disrespect? And I know that sounds so rough. Someone shows us disrespect, somebody walks out on us, somebody, treats us a certain way and so called makes us feel a certain way. Can we embrace it at that moment and say, you know what? This is a lesson right here. How about I show some gratitude and say thank you for this person showing me exactly who they are in the moment? Like right now, I'm thankful for the things that happened in the past, but when it was happening, I wasn't thankful at that moment. I was like ready to go in and stand up and show somebody who I was. And like I said before, when we decide to show people who we are, it's a problem, because if you know who you are, you don't have to show people who you are. So today, I like to have a mindset of, when people show me disrespect, and I have experienced it and I have went through this test this year, and I know it's so hard and I know it's so difficult to be able to stand there and let somebody think that they're getting the best of you. But the minute that you can embrace it in a moment, trust and believe that it will work out for you. We do not always have to show somebody who we are. Stand in a moment. Be thankful. Learn from whatever situation it is so that we don't have to repeat it again. What's going on, Birdman? How are you? Thank you so much for joining in. So be thankful. Be thankful for the past situations. Release these people from your mind, the dungeons and the jails that we have them trapped up in our minds. Release them from our hearts. Let them go. Like I spoke about the other night, let them go. When people show you who they are, believe them. And that was one of the biggest things that I've had going on in my world. Sometimes I just didn't believe people. When people show me who they are, I was like, nah, this is a joke, right? Really? We can change this. We can change this situation around. We can turn it around. And then I would go down the path and go down the path, and situation would happen again. And now I'm somewhere feeling a certain way when I really shouldn't have been, because they showed me who they were from the beginning, and I should have just believed them. I should have accepted them for who they are. So why would I get upset now that the situation is over and there's been, breakdown, there's been separation? They didn't do anything to me. I did it to myself by allowing it to happen, because if we just sit back and we listen, people are going to share stories that we wouldn't believe. People are going to, like my friend says, my mentor says, people are going to sing us a lullaby. All we have to do is sit back and listen. So be thankful when people show you who they are. Be thankful when people do certain things to you, because better that you learn now than you learn later. So many people lose it all. So many people compromise everything because they just basically don't want to believe what somebody is speaking out of their mouths. They don't want to believe the actions that they are seeing displayed right in front of their face. Today, I'm so thankful. I have no ill will, because remember, when we start to have evil, bitterness, resentment towards people who've done stuff to us in the past, the only person that we are poisoning, the only person that we are disrupting, I'm not going to say the word, but it starts with a K. The only person that are doing that to is ourselves. So I choose life. You can either go one way or the other. I choose life, and I choose to win. So I release all of the negativity. I release all of the drama. I release all of the nonsense. I release all of that out of my life. And that has come from having an attitude of gratitude. Thankful in a moment. Thankful for all of the things that I've learned over the course of my life. And there's still going to be some more things to learn. But the biggest test, when someone disrespects you, are you strong enough to be able to just sit there and, I know it sounds so interesting, and just endure it? Try it. I mean, only thing that I can say is just I'm giving you some, experiences that I've dealt with. A lot of times it can happen on and places where you can't fire back, such as the workplace. That's a great place to test it. Some of us get in trouble at work because we want to go back and forth and show people who we are. Wow. Track 10. Thank you. Song of the day, people. Queen Latifah, featuring Mary J. Blige, off of Persona 2009. People are always going to let you down. You can't expect them to be around and show up and be that great person that you are. But the best thing that you can do is continuously show up each and every day, be that great person that you are, embrace it, and love each and every person the same regardless. And when you can learn how to do that, and I'm not saying that it's perfect, because there's some times where I had to sit back and be like, all right, you got one more opportunity. Then I had to realize we don't want to repeat this over again. We've done this before. I have been that person that fired back and lashed back. I told you all the stories about how the things that came out of my mouth would chop a grown man down to size instantly. Not proud about it, but we all have that in us. Just like I got that in me, you have it in you too. We are all one and the same. So when that person is disrespecting you, know that you have had some disrespectful moments in your life too, where you have probably done that to somebody else. And there's something called karma, and you can't judge and you can't determine when it's going to come back, when it's time for you to pay up. So Sometimes we got to live in a moment, and what an interesting thing when you can live in a moment and you don't fire back, and you can be like, wow, I remember when I was playing the other role. I remember when the shoe was on the other foot. I remember when I used to treat people a certain way. And when you can embrace it like that and have compassion for the other person, I believe that's when you won. Because I'm not going to get angry at you, but if anything, I feel sorry for you because you were suffering like I once was. All right, now it's time for me to get Queen Dawn Spirit in the building because we are going in a lot tonight. And I want to make sure that we spend a lot of time speaking to Queen. So let's go ahead and get her pulled up.
Peace, peace. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Thank you for giving me the opportunity again.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming on. You are such a wonderful being. Make sure I got it right.
Yeah.
Reiki healer,
reader.
I'm
honored. Thank you. Thank you.
Reiki healer, reader, spiritual teacher, mentor. You also have a wonderful YouTube channel as well, and you're on TikTok, you're on Instagram. So again, I'm honored to have you come back here and share your wonderful wisdom and knowledge with us tonight. So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you for the opportunity. It's been a while since I've done a live since all that's happened to me in the past few months. So, Spirit said, you know what, you need to get out there and show the world how you can really heal.
Yeah. There's a time for us to, be out and about, and there's a time for us to reflect. So, but better than I do. So you know what works best for you. So.
Right. I say.
So
what are we elaborating on tonight?
Well, tonight I was just feeling very thankful. I was 2023 has been, I want to say full circle, but I think it's you corrected me like a 180, but I've done a complete 180 as far as my mindset and releasing people from past experiences. So just being thankful for all of the life lessons I've learned, realizing that nobody has done anything to me in the past. And, I had to stop talking negative and, verbally beating people up because they didn't do anything. I did it. So I'm just thankful for the lessons and I know better.
I'm so proud of you. I really am.
Thank you.
I really am. You're an amazing king, and I'm really proud of you. I really am. I watched you from when you first started your show and how you have evolved and elevated, and it's all about growing. It's all about healing along the journey and enjoying it instead of it being such a struggle, because it really doesn't have to be a struggle, but it's taught from when we're first in the womb.
Well, once we learn how to release people, then you will enjoy it. I used to be so miserable before, and this newfound love that I have, Burning Sky, listen to me. Burning Sky SOS says, hello, Queen.
Oh, hello, Queen. How are you?
But
sending you love and light and Reiki healing love.
Yes. Once you get past it and release people, then you can. I can't even explain it. I'm just different now. I'm enjoying the ride, like you said, and that's because I'm not holding all that stuff in.
Yeah, and it was I'm a Reiki master teacher. I teach Reiki virtual virtually and in person. I'm a past life regression therapist where I guide people to the past lives to see who they were and what their intentions are here on this earth, what their mission is to be. And I'm also a future life progression therapist, as well as an officiant and an energy healer with an AO scan. And so I do a number of things in a spiritual advisor and a tarot reader. And I do a number of things because everything's not for everyone. And it's my mission to help people figure it out. What energy healing might be for one person may not be for the next person, might be Reiki. So I love everything about spirituality. I was raised spiritual. And thank you for giving me a shout out for my social media. If you guys can't find my social media, you just look up Queen Dawn Spirit. You can Google me. It's my legit business. This is what I do full time. It's what I love. And in 2024, it is you all's mission to make and create a heavenly experience. 2023 was just the beginning to make us really realize who we are so that we can plant the seed so they can harvest in 2024. 2024 is going to be fabulous. It's going to be so lit with so many of us as long as we don't be distracted by the wrong BS.
Well, you know the BS is coming. I know that sounds terrible, but it's the reality that. But
you can't be distracted though. It's gonna come, but you gotta stay. I teach my clients to always say, no matter how the situation looks, I'm always winning.
Now, how about this here? So, if we are vibrating on a different level, even though that there are distractions, they may bypass us and we may not see it. Is that correct?
Right. So let's do. We live on over 100 parallel universes, right? And these 100 parallel universes, if you use it like money, let's use money as an example for these parallel universes. So in one parallel universe, you're only making $100 a month. Another one, you're making 1,000. Another one, you're making 10,000, 20,000, 15,000, 100,000, a million, a trillion, a zillion. So depending on how high you go in that parallel universe is what you're going to experience. But then there's always a test and a distraction when you're on a lower parallel universe that tests you to see if you're really ready to elevate to the next higher parallel universe. And it could be someone or something or situation that will give you that test, and it's up to you. And that's the universe testing you to see if you're really ready to elevate to higher parallel universes. You know, like I don't watch the news. I don't read the newspaper. What is need to know, be known to me. Spirit will make sure that I'm aware of what's going on. I try to watch what I see, who I connect with. You can't allow it's poor spiritual hygiene to allow everyone to have access to you.
Absolutely. And
that is your space.
I'm a firm believer of that, and that's why I'm here today, because I had just had enough of having an attitude when people would come into my space or come into my environment, and there was this back and forth. I didn't know how to take my power back and take control back, but it all ended up working out the way it was supposed to. But I'm a firm believer of that too. You can't just have everybody like a revolving door. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, I say. And you know, I know you probably didn't want to. You didn't. You know, you're respecting my privacy, and I totally respect you for that, and I appreciate that. You know, when I lost my husband a few months ago, when he transitioned, who is my twin flame, like he's my forever person, and people that we thought, or I knew. But I went on his wing because I wanted to support my husband, my partner. But people that we thought or he thought was in our corner really showed who they were after he transitioned. And when people show you who they are, believe them for who they are.
The first time.
Okay? Huh?
I said, yeah, the first time. Absolutely.
Yes. Believe who they are. And you can't hold on to that. And then that's when you have to detach from them, whether they're family or friends or associates or whatever. Everybody's not meant to be in your space.
Exactly.
And it made me, I grew so fast, so much spiritually, because when he transitioned, I had emotionally hit rock bottom. And God had said, you know what? No, you still have more to live for. You still have other things to do. You have other people you need to help. And my husband is now my spirit guide. He's one of my number one spirit guides. So if I need help with anything, I call on him. And of course, God, God is first, but I ask my husband, his name was Michael, so I call him my Archangel Michael, help me with such and such a thing. Boom, it's done. So even though people, and I mention it because a lot of people are transitioning this year. I have never seen so many people transition like I have this year. In all my years of life, and I'm 60 years old, I've never seen so many people transition like this. And I was like, wait a minute, what is going on? And I started channeling, like, what is really happening here? And that's when, people are breaking apart, families are breaking apart, relationships are breaking apart behind someone passing away. And a word to the wise to everyone that is listening, make sure you have a registered will at the Register of Wills. It's free, it's cheap, and will cause a lot less confusion in your life. Make sure you can write it online, you can type it up right on and take it to the Register of Wills office and have them file it, because people fight over the most petty things.
Absolutely. Well, I've experienced the most disrespectful, disgusting, I'm not even going to say the word, but I've experienced that when my brother passed away. And to see how people would just, like you said, we talked about it. People are just going to they're just ordinary people, and they will let you down, and they will show their true colors. And at the end of the day, there's nothing that we can do about it, because they're just people.
Right. Exactly. So what I do is my morning things, what I do, my morning meditation, I do meditations in the morning when I wake up. That's my cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee in the morning. So what I do is I write affirmations or things that I want to accomplish, and I listen to meditation music. So scripting is another form of meditation.
Absolutely.
And that's how I start my day every day. You can start your day that way. You can you can end your night that way, or you can do it both. I even have affirmations set for certain times of the day that I speak, that I chant to myself. At 11:11, 111, 12:12, 333, 222, 444, 555, 639, which is Nikola Tesla's numbers. Which is actually 369. At 9:36 p.m. and at 11:11. So I do that. I literally have an alarm set on my clock for when I do my affirmation. So that's also a part of my healing journey that I do. That's worked for me for quite some time. And I think it would be absolutely amazing if everyone could start that for 2024. Right now, we're in a Mercury retrograde and we're in a Jupiter retrograde, which is, Mercury governs communications, devices, X's resurfacing, and Jupiter is opportunity and money and jobs and abundance and prosperity. So both those planets right now are going backwards. But thank God that they're ending, the retrograde is ending December the 31st. So we'll go into the new year with these planets moving forward instead of going backwards.
That's good now.
But the real new year is not in January, though. The real new year is in spring. That's the real new year.
Yeah, I've heard of that before. I've heard a lot about that. Now, I want to back up real quick before we move forward. Did you say that X's will start to resurface?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no. No. I need to take a drink on that.
Review, revise, reevaluate, reassess. That's what retrogrades are.
Well, we need to get to the 31st, so we ain't got to worry about Nah, but nah, I'm so good now though that that type of stuff doesn't. I don't even think I'll be affected by
Doesn't
that.
affect you.
Mm-mm. And I and that and that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about when you're thankful, when you don't even let stuff like that bother you.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Nah, I couldn't say that
But
last
I
year.
did I tell you about my trip to did I tell you about my trip to Sedona?
No, tell me about that. And before you do that, is like that a spiritual place? Because I know a lot of people flock to Sedona. Is there some spiritual?
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. Okay.
Sedona has Yeah, Sedona is absolutely amazing, phenomenal. My dad lives in Arizona. My dad and my stepmom live in Arizona. And I
Okay.
wanted to go visit him. My husband made me promise that I would go visit him
Mm-hmm.
soon before the year ended. So I went to go visit him. A friend of mine and a friend of mine and I went to visit in Arizona, and he lived 2 hours outside of Sedona.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I've been to many places, to many countries. Sedona is absolutely phenomenally amazing. It's a portal connected to Egypt.
Really?
And they have 7 vortexes, 7 portals that are there. It's so magical. Like that must be on everyone's bucket list. And I actually did a video. I didn't do it on my IG. I did it on my Facebook. I'm going to do one on my IG, and I'm going to do one on TikTok soon. I just haven't been in the mindset to do it yet, but I'm going to post the videos of me there. And when I'm telling you, as soon as I got there, I started crying. It's a healing place. So anything that's in dormant will come to surface when you get there. And I had some back pain because I had gotten in an accident. I was in a car accident the night that I went to coming back from viewing my husband's body.
Oh my goodness.
And I had back pains going to therapy, and I sat on one of the rocks at Bell Rock.
Oh, I've heard of that before. Yeah, I've heard of that.
No, what?
Yeah.
I went to Bell Rock and I went to Cathedral. Cathedral was phenomenal too, but Bell Rock really got me. And I sat there on that rock for like 30 minutes and the pain disappeared. Do you hear me? And I brought back a couple of rocks with me, and I had brought a mood bracelet, and I put the mood bracelet on the rock, and you can see the color that the rock is active. It changed to green, the mood bracelet.
Wow.
And it was, everyone must go to Sedona. Everyone must go.
I went to
but wear some hiking boots.
Wow, I went to the wrong place because I was in Scottsdale, 2 years ago? And Sedona was one of the places that I could have picked, but I had picked Scottsdale. But next time I'll definitely keep that on my radar. So you said something about there is a connection with Egypt.
Yeah, they said that Port of Sedona, and I see why. One of the some of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain, but you know it's God's creation, and one of them even looks like a pyramid. But yeah, that's what I learned. I heard that connects the portal to Egypt.
Interesting. I'm going to definitely do some research on that. I have never been so actively seeking Egypt than what I am now. Before I was just like, whatever. Someone told me that I was going to go to Egypt, and I was like, get the hell out of here. You're crazy as I don't know what. But something has been in me after I have been going through my spiritual journey, and I'm wanting to get to Egypt ASAP.
But go to Sedona first. You won't be sorry. I promise you won't be sorry.
That sounds amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. It's so healing. Like I said, I brought back some rocks with me, but when you take something from Mother Nature, you have to replace it with something. Like some coins or a piece of your hair or something. So whenever you take something from Mother Nature home, you have to replace it with something else.
You know, it's funny
it could be a
because people think that we can just take and do, and I know I'm not going to go off topic, but people can think that we can even run up credit card bills and run up credit and stuff and not pay back. You have to pay back, and it's going to come back full circle one way or the other. But to move back on track, when I was in Hawaii, they have spiritual volcanic rock or whatever. But you can't take that away from them because if you try to put it on a plane, you'll get arrested.
Really?
Yeah, you cannot. They make you sign a waiver and they tell you, listen, this has this has I forgot. I'm probably not saying it exactly how they say it, but the rock, volcanic rock, has healing properties and it's spiritual and it belongs to Hawaii, and you most certainly cannot take anything back on a plane with you at all. And if you do,
wow, that's funny because they were selling when I went this year, because I've been busy this year. I've been to Japan, I've been to Paris,
wow.
I went to Hawaii, and I went to Sedona this year. And then my daughter and her wife, they got married in Atlanta, and I blessed their wedding. And I've been busy this year, and they were selling volcanic rock in town near a hotel for like $300 or $400.
Oh, well, are you sure it was legal? They gonna get you.
I don't know. Well, I didn't buy any.
They gonna get you $300, right? And then as soon as you get on a plane, you're gonna be fined and arrested.
I was like, $300-$400. Now I spent that for a motorbike, but I don't know if this is real.
Yeah, that's crazy that they were doing that. Interesting. Now, what part? Now, what
but
part?
I had a great time there.
What part of Hawaii did you go to?
Oh my God, I forgot. Lord have mercy. I'm looking at it right now.
Kona.
I'll get back to you on that.
Okay, because I know
Where did you say?
Kona, the Big Island.
Yeah, I believe that's where it was. Let me text my daughter because I went flying with her. Hold on a second.
Yeah, Hawaii is definitely amazing for people out there. You definitely want to experience, and the fact that they have multiple islands, it's like you're not done. You go to one, but then now your mind is like, all right, I wonder what the other one looks like and what the other one looks like. So I think it's like
we did so much traveling. I was exhausted. I mean, I've been going like an ever-ready battery. Just my kids will not allow me to sit still.
Well, that's a good thing. To stay active, stay busy, stay focused, and just I love it. I think traveling is a great way to release a lot, and that's part of self-care as well. So I definitely do believe in it.
Yeah, we stayed near Kahua. What's it? Kahua.
So that was the Big Island.
Park.
Yeah, that was. So you stayed on the Big Island.
Yeah, we were on the large island. United Airlines flies there. So yeah, that's where we stayed at.
Yeah, that's a beautiful.
And that was healing. That was amazing.
Did you go and see any volcanoes?
No, I didn't go see any volcanoes. Not this trip, but I will be going back because that's a 10-hour flight.
Oh, that's how long it was. I couldn't remember, but yeah, 10 hours, huh? Wow.
Yeah, it's a 10-hour flight, and then Japan was a 14-hour flight.
Now, how was the language barrier in Japan?
I really didn't have any challenges, surprisingly. Only thing was I couldn't get a Reiki session because I wanted to get a Japanese Reiki session because my Reiki lineage is Japanese. I found out later on they have a Kemetic lineage too, but we didn't have any challenges. Everyone was so nice there. It was so clean, no trash. There weren't even any trash cans on the street. I saw one piece of paper on the road the whole time we were there.
Wow.
We ate a lot. We went dancing. I mean, we had such an amazing time there. And everything is small and compact there. But the people were so courteous. Majority of the people spoke English, though.
Well, that's good.
My son was stationed there 20-something years ago when he was in the Air Force, and I went to this particular restaurant to get him this specialty curry that he hadn't had in over 20 years. So I brought him packs of curry back, wet curry. But Japan, I will definitely go back to Japan. It was amazing, and we also walked in the busiest crosswalk in the world, where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people go in this crosswalk, and nobody bumps into each other.
Wow. Now, you know that wouldn't happen in New York. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's called Shabua.
So let me make sure I get this right. What's going on, Bethany? How are you? She says, my son wants to go to Japan and he wants to graduate. Oh, my son wants to go to Japan when he graduates high school next year. So you mean to tell me when you go to Japan, you're telling me that people speak English? And what about at the airport? Mm-hmm. What about the airports and stuff?
The airport was amazing, and everything is so animated in Japan.
Is it written in English?
Her son must go to Japan. He must go.
Is it written in English when you get off, like to know where you're going and stuff?
Yeah, they have English and they have Japanese writing too.
Oh.
You can't get lost. Don't be afraid. Only airport that I went to that I was a little confused, that was when I went to Portugal. That was confusing.
Well, I was very confused at France's airport, and everybody says, "Oh, it'll be so fine. It's written in English." Yeah. Mm-hmm. I was sitting there praying, and then you know how they speak, so I heard Newark. So once I heard Newark, I knew that I was right. But the whole time while I'm sitting on that plane, I'm like, oh Lord, I sure hope that this is the right one, because it looked like it was the right one, but then I don't know because they got that little extra writing on it.
Right.
But so you're saying that type of stuff won't happen in Japan?
No, I didn't have any challenges, surprisingly. I didn't have to pull out Google Translation. I can't talk. I didn't have to pull out my Google Translate.
Now what?
I didn't have to do that, but I do speak a little bit of Japanese because I'm a Reiki master teacher, so the symbols are in Japanese.
Gotcha. Now, what about driving? Did you have someone chauffeur you around, or you actually rented a car and drove?
We called Uber. Actually, wait a minute. There are Ubers there, but they're always a cab, an extra clean cab where the doors open for you automatically. I'm telling you, Japan is so animated.
Wow.
And the cars are immaculate.
Amazing.
Everybody there was so courteous and nice.
Amazing.
Excuse me.
That's awesome. Well, for those of you joining in, we have Queen Dawn Spirit in a building tonight. We're catching up, speaking about travel, speaking about healing. So I know we're going to get into our burning question tonight, but before we do that, I'm just not ready for that yet. So I know you were talking about the new year as we're winding down, getting ready to get into 2024. So what else is something that we need to keep on our radar?
Be careful what you speak into the air, because we have already shifted to another dimension. If someone does something that you like, I can't believe this person did it, disconnect from them, because they're not ready for the next dimension you're about to ascend to. Getting ready for 2024, get rid of clutter. Anything that's broken, get rid of it, because what you release, it will be replaced with something bigger and better.
That is so true.
Get a new broom, a new mop, no dirty clothes in your house. Get a vision box. Get a box. You can get a box at a dollar store, or you can use a regular shoe box and decorate it yourself, and that'll be your vision box. A lot of people do vision boards, but I like to be more private for when I plant my seeds. So I suggest getting a vision box and planting, cut out pictures or print out pictures of things that you want to manifest over the next year. And I guarantee you will manifest it. One time, my husband and I, years ago, him and I did vision. We did a vision box for the first time. That's when we first started dating, and I gave him some magazines. He cut out pictures. I cut out pictures. So one day we had just moved into our house, the first house he bought me, and I said, "What's he got in this vision box?" I looked at it, I was like, "I bet you he ain't got nothing in this vision box." And I looked in the vision box, and he had pictures of money and a silver F-150. And he had just bought a silver F-150 2 weeks prior too, and totally forgot about it.
Oh, isn't that something?
So every year you should purge your box. So every year I purge my box of things that I already accomplished and put in new things on New Year's Day. Do it with your family. Do it with your friends. Have a vision box party. Provide the boxes for people. You can get the boxes from the dollar store. I've done vision box parties before.
You know that is so profound. All of the things that you just spoke about, and I want to shift real quick, but I'm gonna go right back. Dan Gallardo, author Dan Gallardo, thank you so much for joining. He says, visiting Japan is very affordable because the cost of living is cheaper. I have friends visiting now, and they're sharing huge deals on eating and shows. Well, thank you both for that, because I never thought about traveling to Japan, but you might. You
must go.
Now,
you must go.
Now, here's another thing. What's the weather like? Because that'll be a determining factor.
Actually, so I'm going to post. Now you're going to make me post this video that I did on my IG. I'm going to do it tonight. I'm wearing, this was like, listen, this was November the 16th at 9 o'clock that I did the video in Shibuya, me walking through Shibuya. And I had on a light blazer.
Okay.
So it was 60. It was in the 60s, in the 50s and the 60s there.
Okay, because I can't do.
And it was raining.
All right, because I kind of pictured that it would not be, 80 degrees. I picture it would be just like what you're saying. But okay.
But it was comfortable.
Okay. All right.
It was very comfortable.
But shifting back, you're so right, because growing up, there were a couple things that we had to do as we bring in the new year. Number one is don't have anything dirty. Your house has to be clean. Make sure your dishes are clean. Make sure your clothes are washed. That was one of the main things that was a must. Like, my mom definitely didn't play when it came to that. So as you're saying,
arguing with people.
What's that?
No arguing with people, especially at the end of the day before the new year comes.
Okay. Usually people are partying and having a good time. So, but then I guess there can be some arguments that could pop off if you are drinking and carrying on and getting around certain people. So yeah, be very careful of that. Cleaning up. Thank you so much for speaking of that. I had a problem of letting go. And I spoke about that the other day, letting go of people, places, and materialistic things. And I was attracted to, I don't know if I was attracted to, but I attracted people who were hoarders, people who wanted to just have everything. And it was like relationship after relationship after relationship. It was a hoarder. And it's like, why does this happen? Why do we have disagreements about clutter? Then I had to stop pointing the finger, and I had to look at self, because everything starts with self. And I had to realize that I didn't want to part ways with clothes, jewelry, all types of stuff. So even things that exes got me, I got rid of all of that stuff. Like, 2023 was releasing, so I didn't want to carry that energy that, somebody bought me a chain or something. So I got rid of it. But let me tell you, and even though it was a little holding on to like fear, like, oh my God, I'm not going to have, all of this. I'm not going to have that. It came back in so many different ways once I let it go. And that was just amazing.
Fear is our number one stagnation. Fear. That's what we all need to work on. When you can learn how to release fear, that's the beginning of your healing journey, because that's what we're taught. We're taught to fear from the womb.
Well,
from our generational curses of fearing. That's what they want us to do. They want us to fear so we can stay stagnant.
What helps me is because,
and then we buy stuff we don't need.
I said, what helps me is because I know that God is love, right? And fear is from the other side. So I'm thinking to myself, why am I feeling this way? Why is there anxiety? Why is there fear? If anything, that, comes from the other side. God is love and God is everything but that. So, and I just
let go and let God.
Yeah, and I just shifted real quick, so that helped me, change my mindset.
Right. And another thing, where we have to stop doing is stop arguing amongst each other. I had to learn that too, that it takes two to argue.
Absolutely.
And when you argue with someone, you lower your vibration
Absolutely.
as well.
Absolutely.
But really winning is not arguing with them. That's how you win. You win the argument by not arguing
Absolutely.
with them.
Let me tell you, my life has changed because I learned how to shut up. And that's basically it, because I always had to have the last word. I always had to say something. And like you said,
they don't need to know everything that's going on in your mind.
Yes. So you are so right that once you, first of all, someone wants to argue with you, they are on a lower vibrational level. And once you engage in that, you just step down and you entered into their world. And like I tell my daughters, once you start going back and forth with people, you've already lost the game. So you are so absolutely so true with that. Wow. Queen Dawn Spirit, listen, you always come with it, and I appreciate you. I love everything that you're doing.
I appreciate you too, Ken.
And yeah, one more time before we get into burning questions, please let everybody know where they can follow you at.
Yes, you can Google me. I'm on TikTok. I'm on IG. I'm on Facebook. My website is Queen Dawn Spirit Queen. Dawn, DAWN, Spirit, SPIRIT.com, or just put in Queen Dawn Spirit. You will find me any way, shape, or form. I love what I do. Just me speaking to you is sending you healing vibrations. And everyone that is tuned in and listens to this video, I'm sending you all unlimited, positive, healing love vibrations on all spiritual realms and timelines and dimensions to all your ancestors, because it takes over 1 million ancestors to make you. I'm sending Reiki healing love to your finances. I'm sending Reiki healing love to your home. I'm sending Reiki healing love to your bank accounts, that they're always overflowing. I'm sending Reiki healing love to your health, to your loved ones, to your co-workers, to your vehicles, to everything you do and you say. May you always have a phenomenal, amazing, heavenly experience, blocking out all lower vibrations with no harm to none, with no harm to none, with no harm to none. Ashe, 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 with a shah, with a shah, with a shah.
Yes, that is amazing. Thank you so much for that. And again, you said,
you're welcome,
with no harm to none, because when you can go through it with no harm, because if you try to do it the other way, then that ain't gonna work. So with no harm to none, absolutely. Yeah, I love that.
Yes. And forgive those that have hurt you, because that's their karma, not yours.
Absolutely. Yes. All right. So this is so exciting. So this is a beautiful blessing here tonight. So now, this is a time where I basically flip it. So we're getting ready to get into burning questions. So if anybody has any feedback about tonight's show, you can text me at 609-738-0611. So far, from what I can see, the response is amazing. So if you all can please like, comment, share, subscribe, tag a friend, do whatever you got to do to help support this movement, I definitely would appreciate that. Tonight's burning question, if you want to give some feedback on it, you can also text me as well. Drop it in the comments. Let me know what's going on. Burning questions. For $1 million, would you go for 2 months without washing, brushing your teeth, shampooing, or even using deodorant? Now, during this process, you wouldn't be able to tell anybody why. So are you signing up for this? I'm going to go ahead and rewind that one more time. So for $1 million, would you go for 2 months without washing, brushing your teeth, shampooing, or even using deodorant? And now during this process, you're not able to tell anybody anything, because if you do, you ain't getting that money. And you just did all of that for nothing. So are you signing up for this?
Are you asking me, am I signing up for it?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, hell no. Next night, no. No.
That's a long.
I apologize, but hell no.
That is a long time, and that is some terrible. That will be some terrible situation.
I would scratch my skin off. I can't go one day without showering.
2 months though for $1 million. I really want people to let me know.
You can't tell nobody either.
You can't tell.
So be like, oh, she pooping. She pooping. What is wrong with her? My children would check me into a mental institution.
2 months. That's crazy. Author Birdman says no, and Dan Gallardo says, author Dan Gallardo says, can we bunker down in our house? No, you got to go out. You got to. Now you're absolutely right, because if you had to stay in the house, right? Of course, I would say, yeah. I mean, it would be a gruesome moment, but no, you got to go to work. You got to interact with people. You can't. No. Oh, nobody wants that $1 million, huh?
Money ain't good, buddy, honey.
You are absolutely right with that. Burning Sky says, no, I'll pass. That is gross. Yeah. But
super pass.
On Dan's part, though, but if you could just stay in the house, even though it would be a rough situation for 2 months like that, but you would get that $1 million. My thing is, if you go for 2 months like that, are you really going to be able to get all of that stink off of you after all that time? I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
That's too much and fudge. Sorry, I'm upset with that.
Oh.
I can't do
that. Oh my goodness. I want to say thank you so much for coming on. It's that time, and I wish we had more time.
Thank you so much, Lauren. I love you so much. I am
love
so
you
proud
too.
of you. You're just an amazing, phenomenal person, human being, and spirit, and we are so honored. I'm honored, and I know people that know you are honored to be connected to you. So thank you for taking out time in your busy schedule in your life to connect with us and help us learn and elevate as well.
You are so welcome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All righty. I will be in touch.
Okay, well, I'll chat with you soon. Everyone, check me out. Get your readings, your Reiki healing, your past life regression sessions, or if you just want to chat, you can always contact me at queendawnspirit.com. Have a phenomenal, amazing, happy holidays.
Ashe. So, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. That was Queen Dawn Spirit, and she's one of the first people that helped me change my mind spirit too. She would say phenomenal. And I'd be like, this woman is calling me phenomenal. And that's when I didn't even think that about myself. Now, today it's totally different. I speak those positive things into my life, but she was calling me, my phenomenal brother before I even knew that. So, thank you so much, Queen Dawn Spirit. Definitely love her for that. Now, if you enjoyed the conversation that we had tonight, if you want to keep this conversation going, you most certainly can head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for the coaching sessions. One-on-one private coaching conversations, and again, some of the same topics, some of the same themes that we've been going through night after night here on Disc 3 Evolution. Of course, that would be in the forefront, but if there's any specific topics that you'd like to go over specifically, we most certainly can do that as well. Head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for the coaching sessions. Now, Queen Dawn Spirit and I spoke a lot about traveling and vacationing, which so amazing. She just opened up so many different doors and so many avenues as far as the places that now I would like to travel to. But if you like adventure, you like travel, and you want to vacation, check me out. Text me at 609-730-611. Let me know where you'd like to travel on vacation to. I can help build your itinerary, and I can help put you in a condominium lifestyle when it comes to your vacationing needs. So some people like Airbnbs. Some people want to live in a hotel. As far as me, I like to live in a condominium where I can have a full kitchen, washer, dryer, balcony, multiple bathrooms, almost like a home away from home. So if that's something that, strikes your interest and that's something you're interested in, text me at 609-738. Let me know exactly where you like to travel, and we can get that conversation started there. Also, so many different things that are going on as far as reading between the lines, 411 podcast, vacation with me, the coaching sessions. You can head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for my new newsletter that's coming out next month, Whispers of Wisdom. It's going to give you small bits and pieces of every little aspect that I have going on here at Black Diamond Productions, and also going to give you small little inspirational, nuggets, quotes. We were going to give you the wine of the month, so you get to see exactly what wine I'm sampling during the month. One simple small email delivered to your inbox once a month, which will keep you up to date on everything that I have going on here at LarenGaines.com. Head on over to Whispers of Wisdom. Head on over to LarenGaines.com and sign up for Whispers of Wisdom newsletter. I want to say thank you so much to everybody who hung out there with me tonight. So many different people, so many different aspects. We have YouTube, we have Instagram. Thank you so much. We had Lamia and Michelle show up on TikTok. SOS, thank you so much for hanging out there with me tonight. Dan Gallardo came through. Birdman, Amari Young came through. We had Bethany. And again, I'm trying to remember so many different people. I think we had Boss Man X show up, which I haven't seen him in a while. So thank you all for joining and hanging out tonight. Again, the best thing that you can do to keep this movement going is please go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe, tag a friend, invite them in, and let them know what's going on. Now, tomorrow, we are getting ready to go overseas. We're going to go to the UK. We have Agnes coming in, Agnes K, author Agnes K coming in tomorrow for Reading Between the Lines. Definitely want to stop back here at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and check us out. We're going to have a great time tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining out there on TikTok. Please drop it in the comments and let me know exactly where you are calling from. And on that note, it's time for us to get out of here. Thank you so much, and y'all enjoy your evening.